Hello and welcome to the second video where we look at how to use canvas. So in Dark, canvas is this whole background, and that's where you place all your functions, all your handlers, all your databases, everything. So if you want to create things here, what you do is you press with the mouse button anywhere you want to create the functions, and then depending on what you want to create, so we're just going to work with HTTP handlers. We can type the name for it. So let's say we create a new handler called search, and it creates a handler for us in exactly kind of the place where we place the cursor, and then we just need to type the verb, and it's ready to be used when we type what it returns. You can also create handlers using this plus button here. However, when you press this plus, it kind of randomly puts them somewhere. So if you press plus again, it actually created it in the same place. So it's a bit sometimes hard to, when you're using this plus, to figure out where did it put it. You can also expand this sidebar, and as you can see, that you see a bit more information here. And you can also press plus again here to create another handler. And you can move those handlers around. As you can see, when we get a lot of them, so when we get like this handler and another handler, and maybe let's scroll a bit here and create another handler. Depending on how many you have, the minimap would appear. For some reason it doesn't. And keep in mind that this is beta of the editor, so a lot of the things that I'm showing you which doesn't work for me will probably work for you. It's about 3 weeks from release now, so I hope that the team is working very hard on fixing a lot of the issues that I'm facing during these recordings. So to find, like when you have a big, imagine you have a lot of these handlers filled with information, it's kind of hard to find and navigate your way around. The easiest one is even when you have it collapsed, you can hover over this, and let's say you want to go to search handler, you just press it and it goes there, or any of those undefined handlers, you didn't call anything, it just switches there, and when you have it expanded, you can do exactly the same thing. When you have a lot of these handlers, sometimes with handlers, it's not as common, but with functions, so functions is like you extract part of this functionality into a function, and then you call the function from here. You might want to remove them. So if we create a new function here, so this function doesn't do anything yet, but as you can see, it has this button here. Dark automatically will detect if function is used or not. So if it is not used, it's the only time when you can remove it. If it is used, so let's return hello from it, for example, and then we're gonna go in our search handler and we're gonna call this function fn, and I just press enter here, and it needs some kind of variable. I'll just pass an empty thing here, and it says hello, as you can see. But now this function cannot be removed. So you can only remove the function. It will show you, okay, we're using this and this. The nifty thing is you can actually rename this, and you can say search function, for example, and it will automatically rename here. So it's like everything is integrated. So if we want to remove it, we need to get rid of this function call here, which sometimes is harder than you think, because you notice when I was typing it, let me show you this again. So if I type delete here, it doesn't let me delete, but I need to type essentially something like that, and then it lets me delete, and then the search function is not used anymore, and then I can remove it. So with the functions, especially when it actually works, so sometimes you see the editor is stuck now. That's again the bugs of the beta of this editor. Function does get removed, but for some reason when you actually delete it, it gets stuck there. Yeah, so you cannot delete HTTP. You can delete HTTP handlers, but the HTTP handlers for some reason are deleted like this, so you cannot delete them here. I don't know why. Everything else, like workers and crons and repls, data source functions and types, they can be deleted if they're not used by going to the sidebar, and you cannot delete them. So if we create the function here again, you cannot delete them here. So it's kind of, that's one of the confusing thing about Canvas. I was looking like, how do I delete the function here? You need to like expand the sidebar, and then you can go and delete the function, and now it disappears fine. It also goes all over this here, so when we remove anything, we can see everything we have removed, and we can actually add them back, which I find very handy when you accidentally remove something and you want it back. I'm not sure how long this history it keeps, but I think for quite long. Okay, so this was the brief overview of Canvas, and we actually have a minimap up here finally. So this minimap is, you can kind of see things easier there. I'm not sure what conditions it appears under. In my project it's always there because I have a lot of different functions and different handlers. Cool, so next we're gonna use it how to actually type things in this editor, because it's not as simple as it might seem at first. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.